Welcome back to the Scrubdom, everybody. We're picking this up off from our 200 episode recap. I'm working on a couple of things, just try to get things in order real quick. The first one being is I'm going to be making some changes to the industrial district that I started over on the right side here. After doing some research, this idea would have worked in concept, but not in execution, at least not very well, from what I've read. I could also be wrong on this. I always recommend, after seeing anything that you see me do, go and check it up online, see if what I'm doing is right, and then make fun of me whenever you want. But the big thing that I believe that I did wrong with this was actually the minor volcano here. It's not going to put out enough lava to really be able to maintain like a constant steam room without a whole bunch of industrial equipment in there and a thermal spike. So I kind of have an idea of what I want to do with it. But what I've decided to do, and hey, cool, I just finished that process. The first process of this entire thing is getting this entire bottom area here drained out of all of its liquid, which I've also just started moving up into this little area here. And cool, they just capped it. Oh, hey, there's a Draco over there. Yeah, the Draco will be fine. Once all the water's in here, I'm going to go ahead and dig out all of this in here, because I've got a second minor volcano here. And I'm hoping right here is either a third minor volcano or like a natural gas geyser that I could also capture and use for power, because we're running into another problem. We're out of natural gas. I could just kick this down to if it's ever below that amount and start draining out in here to get some natural gas sent up. But honestly, I don't think that's a great idea, even though I did just send some through. So we're going to get a little bit extra power. But currently, we're still pretty much all running on coal power. That needs to change. I need to get some additional systems set up. So we're actually going to be doing quite a bit of stuff today. But there's two things I want to accomplish, and I think one's going to be done in this episode and one's going to be done in the next episode, just because you never know what's going to happen. And I think I know what order it's going to have to be in. I want to make a petroleum boiler and a full-on industrial steam bath. And to do that, I want to capture all the volcanoes down at the bottom and create a geothermal spike into the magma. Start draining the heat out of the magma, keep the place warm, maintain a certain heat. I'll probably actually have to create a couple with just how big it'll be. I imagine I have to make one along the right side and one along about the center area. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to do the steam bath first because I'm going to need a large amount of steel. But the other thing to get that large amount of steel is I need to increase my lime production. That's going to be a nutshell of itself. So we got a lot to get done, and let's see how much I actually can get done. Excuse me. All right, we got just all the water sucked out. We got a little bit over here on the right side, which really there's only one pump left. There's just some mopping up to do, and I've started the long process of digging it all out. Ooh, also, I can show you guys a little trick, which I'm pretty sure I got right. If you leave the center tile on a volcano, the volcano can't erupt. Now, of course, I'm going to sit here and stare at this and wait till I'm proven wrong. And by center tile, these little minor volcanoes are 3x3. So just leave the tile directly in the middle. Of course, now it's also getting ready to erupt again. I'm not scared anymore. Over on this left side here, though, where the duplicates are currently digging, you'll notice I'm starting to get some tiles in place. It's because over here is going to be the geothermal spike to our petroleum boiler. I'm thinking overall that right here will probably be the edge of the big industrial district. Now, of course, I need to cancel that before they start working on it. But yeah, that will probably be where the edge of the big industrial district is, but I've still got a bit of work to do. I've also been working on the duplicate living area. I made some changes to it. I'm moving the bathroom to the left side, and I pulled everything out about 3 tiles, which means I have to actually extend all of this out. I'm also thinking what I might do is I might have one giant great hall, a little kitchen here, knock this part down and use this top area for like base cooling and cooling of the deep freeze. Or maybe I'll use this area to cool things right here, and I'll turn this into like a little mini work area, but in like the exosuit forge and whatnot. I'm still debating on what I'm going to be doing with it, but we're going to get there. All right, so we've got the first area over here mostly swept up. I actually set up a really quick and easy, just auto sweeper, automatic dispenser. Set this to everything except for eggs and make the priority low. If you don't, the duplicates have a chance of running up and grabbing stuff from your base, bringing them down and dropping them off into these things. And we're just going to get everything right over here for now. But let's get on to our first big topic now that we actually have the space. We're going to create a petroleum boiler. I've never made a petroleum boiler, and I'll admit, I looked up a guide. I have no shame in admitting that I looked up a guide. I'm going to leave this space down here because I know eventually I'm going to need to have some workaround space down in here. Let me make sure to really quickly. There we go. So all of the igneous tile in this area is going to be made out of obsidian. The pump is going to be made out of steel. The hydro sensor is going to be made out of steel, and all of the automation wire, steel. The temperature in this area is going to be getting up to 400 degrees near consistently. In fact, by the time it hits here, it should be sitting around 100 degrees. And I just want to make sure that nothing in this area can overheat. Luckily, once they have this built, we have to vacuum out the space. Once it's vacuumed out, we can get to the real nitty-gritty hard stuff. We're going to introduce a liquid lock here before we vacuum it out. We've just got a lot of work to do, and we're going to hope that it works. Knowing my luck, I'm probably going to mess it up. It's probably going to fail in some way. So because I'm an idiot and I forgot to check Discord, by the way, we are now joined by special guest Ben.
I was here earlier too, but he kept me in the basement until just now.
Apparently, yeah. No, I forgot to check OBS's Discord setting when I swapped when you joined. That's on me. I'm taking full responsibility for that.
Well, anyone that was paying attention, I'm not giving out the nuclear signals again. You'll just have to wait for the next stream to get those.
It's always the next one. It always is.
Hey, listen, now it's going to wait for the 200 sub special.
I still need to do a 100 sub special, okay? I don't know.
I gave you ideas.
I know you did, and I still just gotta find time to do it. That's on me. Like, the 100 sub special not being a thing is 100% on me right now. There's no one else to blame but me. Anyway, I've got the setup for the petroleum boiler, and I've already explained to Ben the difference between the petroleum boiler and the oil refinery. I can't remember if I've actually told everyone else, but whatever you put in, you receive 50% less. You put in 100 kilograms of oil, you only get 50% of it in petroleum, and 50% natural gas. That's really why this exists, because this gives you 100% of everything that you need of the entire. I can words this morning. It's Sunday. I'm tired, and I really, really should be paying more attention.
If you weren't such a little, you'd just build twice as many.
The thing is, this one system is enough to run 5 petroleum generators and probably fill a petroleum rocket once it actually gets up and running. It just takes time to get up and running, and sometimes you have to let it run for a while. Yeah, we now have the diamond window tiles, and to kind of show everyone what I was explaining to Ben, I'll actually go into the magma down here. This is going to be the key to our geothermal spike, because this has a melting point of nearly 4,000 degrees and a thermal conductivity of 80. Not the highest, but more than we need. And the entire key is getting one right here. Right in the lava. Ben, I'm scared.
Dembo says your little minion just runs straight into the lava.
You see, I've watched people who have had that happen, and my goal right now is to hope that I can corner build into the area, which all that requires right now is a series of ladders going straight down. Also, I'm fully ready for these ladders to pretty much just be destroyed in the process. I do not think I'm going to get to keep these ladders. I'm ready for them to go. That's why they're made out of igneous rock.
It's not our real ladder. It's just a step ladder.
Ben, you're fired.
Wow, I mean, wasn't that what the lava's for?
No, the lava's for melting.
What is fire but very slow melting? I mean, I'm a solid object, so what is the melting point of a human?
What is the melting point of a human? Yo, we're getting
For
off.
me, it's the scene where Bambi's mom dies.
We're getting off topic here. To go into a bit more information that Ben got to learn. First off, while you're digging down here, make sure your duplicants never pull anything out from about this area here, because you'll notice the abyssalite gets up to 1300 degrees Celsius. If they try to pull that out and it goes through this oil, it will flash into sour gas. You don't want sour gas, so I'm keeping a very close eye on them while I explain this.
You just get some more duplicates.
Oh, no. Sour gas is not a product I am ready to deal with yet because I'm not making a sulfur boiler. Oh, God, I just...
Not intentionally.
Not intentionally, yes. Good job, Mossford. Anyway, so as the oil flows in just above the liquid pipe here, it's going to counterflow against petroleum that's going to be coming out and exchanging the heat using the radiant liquid pipes. I've made mine out of aluminum. Depending on what you use, changes what you could actually make them out of. Since I have mine made out of aluminum, the last couple of pipes I've made out of insulated obsidian. I'm pretty sure 6 is enough. Everything I've seen shows 6 is enough. I have no idea if it is. So the pipes are going to flow through, conducting their heat with the petroleum that's coming out, heating up the oil in the pipes, and cooling the petroleum on the way down. You want this space here to be about 16 tiles. Oh no, I made that one too small. Oh no.
Dun, dun, dun.
That actually...
Mistakes have been made.
That actually, because it's one tile short...
So today we're going to be teaching you how to build the world's biggest pipe bomb.
Here's the thing. If this fails, this entire base could get superheated because I'm already tapping into the window tile because I thought I was ready. Apparently, I'm not ready.
No balls. Commit.
It's okay. That's why I left this as a 2-tile high area. Because if I need to, I can get the duplicants back in here. We could fix something. I'm willing to bet all I'll have to do. I am going to commit, but I'm willing to bet. I'll just have to change this to a radiant pipe. But I'm going to commit. But now we just have to wait for this. I want to make sure this gets built quick.
Hey, editor Scott, go ahead and put a countdown till the explosion in the bottom corner of the screen.
Don't do that. I'll actually do that. Like, no joke. If things go wrong, I will put a countdown.
Good. Coward.
I ain't no coward. I let all of your language slip through, don't I?
A surprising amount, yes.
Honestly, with how much you say, it just gets down to the point where, like, why even bother? If I'm at that point, I might as well just, every time Ben speaks, it's just duck noise. All right, here he comes. I'm actually gonna turn this down to single speed because the diamond that was coming in was only about maybe 40 degrees at best.
Hey, party popper.
Yeah.
I know what you named these guys after now. Captain Pepperoni.
So yeah, look at that. It was just built and it's already hitting up to like 1600 degrees Celsius. Look at that conduction.
It's beautiful.
It really is.
It's a fantastic conductor. I can hear the symphony now.
But I need to get the rest of this built in now. I'm going to take it in stages. Big reason being is because since duplicates are stupid, if they try to bring some of the diamond in, say, just before their break, and they drop it here as all the diamond is connected, it's going to superheat the diamond sitting on the diamond window tile. And then you've just lost that diamond piece. Because if you try to tell them, hey, move that out of there by running through here, you're going to flash this oil. And because of how hot it's going to be, this will flash into sour gas. And then you've just lost your liquid lock. All the gases flow in. You have to regas out the whole thing. Figure out what you're going to do with the sour gas that's run through the whole thing. I'll actually...
just remove the oil.
No, I mean, I eventually plan to move this drop here, but I'm going to keep this impromptu liquid lock here for now. just in case I have to crack back into it. So I just really don't want them to pull the superheated diamond out.
Hey, Editor Scott, how's that countdown? Oh, really? Already? Damn, nice. Keep up the good work.
I really am scared.
Oh, love that lag.
Yeah, there's a little bit of lag every time it saves.
The promising lag right there.
One thing that is really bad for that, and I guess this is something to let everybody know, is the more you dig out, despite you getting a ton of resources, the game also has to put in a lot of resources to figure out where everything's going to flow. So like this single gas tile, the game has to now process how every gram of gas in this is going to move. Which space is it going to move into? How much is going to move into each space? Same with liquids. It has to process, where's all this liquid going? Is it going to move around? Is it sitting here? Is there an additional liquid next to it that it could transfer with? Or in the case of this giant mixed pile of liquids, which liquid is heavier? Which one's going to sink? Which one won't? And that's why
just put a fan in there and mix it all up.
Well, that's why in time I actually start filling in a lot of the empty space just to make it so the game is less laggy. So a lot of this dead space, a lot of this dead space will be mostly filled up once I'm done.
Preferably with fire. Let's see how that goes.
On the upside, oh, actually, there's one more thing I need to do thinking about it. So here's where all my oil is. Let's start.
Oh, you said it's down to the wire? Hey, Editor Scott, how's that countdown coming?
No, it's going across the wire. Across the wire.
Down to the wire, got it. Explosion in less than 10 minutes.
Oh boy. But yeah, so, this is what I mean by the thermal transfer. So it's about 1500 degrees down here, Ben. And it's 1500 degrees up here.
But it could be hot.
Oh no! Win! Win! Oh, they ran the hot material. Where's that hot material? Thermal overlay. Where?
Set it next to some pure oxygen. I want to see something explode.
Unless did they? Are they running it up for pipe? Oh god, I think they're running it up for pipe. Which duplicate is on the move right now?
Oh, they're gonna light the entire thing on fire and it's gonna be fantastic.
I don't want to reload. Okay, the upside is that all the duplicates should be asleep. Where's the materials overlay?
They should be asleep, but instead they're sabotaging your base.
This is what I mean by duplicates are stupid. Okay, no, did they get dropped at the bottom here?
Man, I live for this panic.
Of course you live for this panic. You just love to see me panic. Where did they take it? Oh, the problem is, like, gassing this place out now, it's going to put 600 degrees Celsius. Like, this is just going to keep rising in temperature, too. It's also going to constantly be sapping the heat out of the diamond window tile. This isn't good. This is not good. This is really, really not good. Especially if they brought it into the base. I have no idea where it is. Ben, I've got no idea. I didn't even see him take it.
How'd you lose a whole person?
I don't know. What's worse is I've got sour gas and carbon dioxide in there now. I'm going to have to regas all of that out.
Completely screwed. There wasn't as much fire as I was hoping for, though.
I caught it early enough that it wasn't able to escape, but you'll notice the heat. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and unpause this because of how bad of a mess up this is, and since I can't find it, if I were to let this go, this base is going to be lost. And I want to get a bit further. I want to actually finish the petroleum boiler. But if I actually let this go, you'll notice that the heat is starting to transfer around. This one is hitting up to 1400 degrees, and then it's exchanging around and moving around.
Beautiful.
Which is allowing this to hit up, I think I saw 1000 degrees in there. Which now this base here is now full with carbon dioxide, and it's starting to heat up. And slowly but surely, this will heat up throughout the base, and wherever that piece of obsidian got to, because the obsidian sitting down in here is also sitting at 1500 degrees. That heat transfer, depending on where it got put, say it ends up here. Luckily, it looks like it's not there. The temperature in this area is still good. A bit warm, just a little bit, but that's fine. It'll stifle these crops. Or say it gets put here next to the pip ranch in one of the stone hatches. It goes outside their livable ranges, and then they start to die.
What? I've never known any creature that can't survive in 1500-degree weather.
You haven't seen shovels. But yeah, like, you'll notice that it's just starting to get hotter and hotter. Even these obsidian ladders are starting to hit up into around 50 degrees, which they don't even have that high of a thermal conductivity. That's only a thermal conductivity of 2. I mean, you saw how quickly the diamond tile heated up.
Oh yeah, instant.
Yeah. So with it being like a cycle and this already hitting 50 degrees, that's not amazing. So apparently I do act like, look, so this already has registered that right here has hit 100 degrees and closed the door. I'm taking the coward's way out.
Ah, you little bitch. Before you even let it explode?
Well, so here's the thing. That was a difference of 1 cycle, because it was the last cycle that I had them start putting those pipes in. I mean, I could let it run just to see how hot it gets now, but it will still take a while. The difference is catching it early enough to keep it from exploding. But yeah, I'm going to take the coward's way out real quick. So here's our first reload, everybody.
Everybody point and laugh.
Yeah, go ahead and point and laugh. Yeah, still a vacuum, still a liquid lock. Okay, all right, we're good. We're good. We're good.
For now.
We're good.
For now.
No, we're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine.
For now.
No, we're fine. We are fine, Ben. We're fine. Ben, tell me.
For the time being.
Ben, tell me it's fine. Honestly,
you can watch them, but the second you look away,
that's why I'm not looking away. Well, we got the geothermal spike. And it's already hitting 15 degrees in here and it hasn't even been that long. But now, we need to put those 2 right there. Those are the last 2 diamond window tiles we have to make for a while. Because sadly, eventually I will have to extend this heat spike down. Because as it draws out heat, the magma in the area will start to cool. It'll become igneous rock and drop. And more magma will flow in, but eventually you'll eat up so much of the heat in the area that it just can't quite touch the tile.
Fair enough.
But then comes the fun part. And honestly, probably the longest and tedious part of it as well. Priming the system and getting it all to balance out.
Oh boy, everybody get ready for a montage.
Kind of. I'm not entirely certain how much liquid you need to put in. I'm going to aim for about 4 full tiles worth of oil before I start priming the system. Because if you don't have the system primed, the massive amount of heat transfer that'll shoot through could also vaporize it into sour gas. And I just really, really want to avoid the sour gas.
Yeah, just like you did last time. Complete avoidance.
Well, so I think it was my 3rd base I had ever built. I lost to sour gas because I didn't know how lava flowing mechanics worked. And I wasn't paying attention to where I was digging, and I dug straight down into the lava, had a duplicate die in the lava as a bunch of oil from one of the oil reservoirs fell in, hit the lava, vaporized into sour gas, and filled the entire colony with it.
Jesus.
Yeah. And you know, while the duplicates are getting that part set up, because that will take them a cycle or 2, it's like this build itself has already taken 68 cycles. Just getting this sucked out, dug out, which there's actually a little bit more digging I need to do right there. I'll deal with that in a bit. And get everything swept over. It's been about 68 cycles, and I'm still not done. I'm gonna point out a mistake I made to everybody real quick with my thermal aqua tuners, because I can. And if I point it out now, people can't yell at me. I forgot.
Except they've probably been yelling at you for the last 5 episodes.
So when I built this was in the recording that actually got butchered because it just didn't actually work. It's where the voices went out. But I forgot to add in the bridge here rather than connecting these two. So it would never actually flow properly. I did the same thing over here. I pointed this out to Ben when I showed him the thermal aqua tuners. But that's because I'm a dingus. Oh.
Dingus?
Why'd I say... Oh crap, those window tiles are already 303 degrees Celsius. This might end flashing almost immediately.
Wait, can't you just open the airlock to get the vacuum there again?
So it is still a vacuum, and I'm gonna have to probably flip this back and forth for a while. But we have the starting oil coming in. That's what I was afraid of. If it's ever above. There we go. There we go. It's got the vacuum now.
Cool.
Because we just need the initial oil in there. I don't know why, but I always have the hardest panic moments trying to get something like this primed and ready, forgetting which signal sends what to do what. This is where I panic the most. But yeah, you'll notice like the crude oil here is already sitting at 160 degrees Celsius. Same with the window tile sitting at about 160 degrees Celsius. It'll always
it's not going up though.
No, that's fine because I need these first 4 tiles here. Once I have about 4 tiles of liquid, which I think oil stores 1,000 kilograms per tile. Mostly I just need it to start spilling over into the second tile, and then I can start playing with the heat exchanger.
Yeah, temp's going down quite a bit though.
So it's because the oil that's coming in is at between like 40 and 50 degrees Celsius.
Mm-hmm. You said you wanted up all 4?
As long as we have some in the 4th. Really quickly though, just because I'm always paranoid.
Take your 4th dump.
Right? Even though there's also a dump 4 there. I can't remember what I was doing with that one.
Dumping.
Probably running an experiment. I'm going to bring the thermos up to 100 degrees. Honestly, I could probably cut the intake now. That's probably more than enough crude oil to get started. I'm gonna bring it up to 200 degrees.
Oh shit.
Hey, I've never done something like this before, okay, man? You're literally experiencing this with me for the first time.
Oh shit.
I know you want this to be sitting about 400 degrees Celsius constantly.
Well, I want it to be sitting at like 4,000, but you know, sometimes we don't always get what we want now, do we?
Well, that's because you're a bubble blowing baby. Now, once this actually flashes over, I'll explain why this works, and it actually has to do with fluid dynamics. And you see, this is also just one of the great things, is you can actually just watch the temperatures exchange. Like, ooh, it's starting to flash, Okay, so this is why the system kind of works. Because of how liquid dynamics work, petroleum's a lighter liquid, so it'll always flow to the top and try to flow up and over. I think...
Okay.
So as long as you have this constant layer of petroleum on top, when the new oil flows in... Oh no, I need the material overlay for liquid. When the new petroleum flows in, it'll immediately sink down to the bottom and start pushing the petroleum up.
Ah, I see.
And then now that the hot petroleum is starting to flow against everything, and of course it hits the loading period now, it's starting to get that initial warmth up inside of the pipes, making it easier for it to flash. I'm actually going to cut it here real quick. I don't want to run the risk of having some oil spilling over. But you'll notice, like right here, the petroleum is sitting about between 2... Oh, yep, there's some oil flowing over. that can actually cause an issue. But that's okay.
Is there any way you put like a safeguard in for that?
Typically priming it like I tried, but as we see, that didn't go too well. And trying to get it to the exact 400 degrees it needs so that everything in here sits as petroleum. I'm going to just try to get it to run now. Maybe the temperature exchange will actually cause the oil there to change. But you'll notice it's sitting about 300 degrees up here.
Mm-hmm.
But down here, it's already dropping down to about 47 degrees because of the oil coming in.
So the oil is cooling it.
The oil is cooling it while getting heated by the petroleum, so it has an easier time flashing, which is what we're seeing right here now.
It's just flashing instantly.
Yep. It's flashing instantly and then immediately exchanging the heat with what's around it and turning into petroleum. But now, this is the part that I was afraid of, because since oil doesn't move too well, and we have mostly cold oil coming in now, this might not actually exchange. So I actually have to crack back in there and sweep up that oil. I was able to get it mopped up. I'm moving the bottle of crude oil down to actually touch against the window tiles, hoping it'll flash. And I'm actually just emptying out the petroleum here. Ben did leave us. He's going to go grab dinner. But, okay, so I'm going to give one final rundown. I should put a timestamp early on if you people just want to skip to this. Here's why this works. The big reasoning behind it is the counterflow heat exchanger system. Let's actually get... I'm actually not going to have that plugged back in yet, not till this gets moved. So here's why this whole thing works. The cold oil is going to come in and count as, and pretty much act as your coolant. It's entering at about 45 degrees. Now, I did make this one short, but it seems to be working overall. But yeah, so it's entering about 45 degrees, and it's hitting that it's hitting the insulated pipe at 384 degrees. By the time it does that, it has to absorb okay, about 370. I might actually have to change that over then to another aluminum pipe, because the goal is to have it hit about here at about 380 degrees. But then the reason that also helps is that as the petroleum is coming out, because the heat is countering against each other, flowing against each other. Wait, what? The petroleum is leaving at about 360 degrees and coming back out at 45 degrees. Now, mind you, the oil that's currently going in has also been sitting there for a while, so it has had time to cool off. In time, it's not going to be that cool. Let's go ahead and get that plugged in. Then the heat spike, whenever this thermosensor detects that this spot here is below 400 degrees, it closes the door, and the heat from the magma shoots up these window tiles, hits the door, and then warms these two tiles. The only tile that really matters is right here. There are several ways to build this system. Why is that steel there? Oh, because I swapped that over to iron. It should be fine. But it's working. I gotta let the system run for a while, but it's working. I built my first one. I'm gonna seal it off. I'm gonna let it run. As it runs, I'm gonna start getting our industrial steam bath area prepped and ready. God, I wish my camera was on. I really do. Like, I'm so freaking excited. I've never built this. Like, I always assumed this was going to be a very hard build for me to actually get up and running. But I want to see the first bit of petroleum come out. I want to see it exit the pipes and drop into our petroleum pit. Here it comes. The first bit of petroleum. There it is. Now, mind you, it is going to heat up the gases. I really should seal this off. I'm going to go ahead and seal it off just so it's done. I do want to think about how I want to... what's the word I'm looking for? Provide extra storage. That extra storage is going to have to come in the form mostly of buffer tanks. But to get the buffer tanks, I need more steel, which means eventually I'm going to have to crack back into here. For now, I'm going to seal it off to about there. Eventually, I'll come and vacuum this entire area out. I'm sorry, I've never made one before, and I'm so happy that I did. Like, yeah, the petroleum's still coming out pretty hot. You'll notice it is kind of warming up, but it is still dropping from the near 400 degrees to, by the time it leaves, it's leaving at 107, which still puts it in the scorching territory, but I can create a cooling loop and run something through here to cool it. I'm getting my first petroleum from a petroleum boiler. It took roughly 75 cycles to get it done, and one reload because I messed up. I'm keeping that mess up on camera. And Editing Scott will indeed be saying a couple of things about my mistake. But I'm going to let this pit fill up. And next episode, we're getting the industrial steam bath ready. We are going to have a full-on work area. Just a place where I can make everything. Until next time, don't scrub out.